We have some slightly bad news about Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. Now, I need to emphasize, it's only slightly. Bob on Twitter has posted a tweet saying Vanguard Zombies 2 Electric Boogaloo, with Modern Warfare 3 hashtag and Zombies hashtag following after that tweet. So this instantly, personally to me, and probably a lot of people, has come out saying like, oh, so Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is essentially Vanguard Zombies. Huh. Now I'm a bit worried. But after some few hours, I kind of sat on this point, and another tweet that Bob tweeted, I kind of am more like, well, I mean, Modern Warfare Zombies is of course going to not be a perfect game. Comparing it to Vanguard Zombies is something that is going to be incredibly easy with any, and I mean any future Zombies iterations. We're always probably going to be like, well, this is the next Vanguard. We're probably going to do that with COD 2024. We're probably going to do that with whatever else Call of Duty cooks up with Zombies, because Vanguard Zombies set a certain standard point to the Zombies experience of being like, yeah, we're the worst. Try to top us. And I feel like a lot of people are going to try to say the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is going to be the next thing that is like Vanguard Zombies 2. Now the other tweet that Bob has tweeted out, I kind of want to dissect and become a bit picky with it. I need to say something before I get into it. I might sound like I'm really going after what Bob has said, but instead I'm going after the people that have supplied Bob with this information, or at least where Bob has gotten this information, because Bob on Twitter is a pretty reliable leaker, like really reliable. And the tweet that Bob has tweeted was saying performance issues, major crashes and bugs, boring in quotation marks, and reportedly unfinished. That is the first point that I want to talk about. Reportedly unfinished? Well, yeah, it's Call of Duty. Call of Duty has never been finished. Now, I don't exactly know what this point means. Does it mean that textures aren't there? And if the textures aren't there, well, another thing I need to say is, of course there won't be textures, at least as many textures as there could be at launch, because this is a very early build probably of the game, or at least not the finished build of the game. The Call of Duty campaign is coming out tomorrow as the time that I'm making this video, and that is probably the only thing that Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Sledgehammer have actually finished, and that's why it's coming out, because it's a completed version of the game. Multiplayer and Zombies still have a week of, I get it, you probably can't make huge changes, but you can release patches, because that's essentially what's going to be happening. Every game ever, from my understanding, whenever they come out, they always have a day one patch, and it really does make a huge difference between pre-release and then release. A lot of people sometimes get really early versions of the games before the day one patch comes out, and then the day one patch comes out, and it does make a huge difference. So that point is kind of weird, because Zombies isn't even out yet. It's going to be a completely multiplayer experience, which I guess is another point that I could make is, okay, maybe this is a good point because it's reportedly unfinished and it was an early version of the game, and well, people got to play the early version of the game multiplayer wise, and of course it's gonna have unfinished stuff. It's a bit interesting. The next one is boring in quotation marks. This one is a bit confusing, and a lot of people inside of the comments, or at least a few people, have pointed out saying, what? We know that this is gonna have way more content than Vanguard Zombies ever did, at least at launch. Vanguard Zombies had no wonder weapons, no pack-a-punch camo, had a very boring concept, and definitely did not feel like a very replayable game for at least the camos. Modern Warfare 3 already has pack-a-punch camos. It has all 9 perks from Cold War Zombies, or at least, well, 9 out of the 10 perks that were in Cold War Zombies. It is going to have 3 different quests, which I guess aren't Easter eggs, but are still quests to give you story plot elements. We're going to have a boss fight in it, which Vanguard Zombies, oh my god, it didn't have until like Shinonuma. That's already a huge thing. It's going to have human bosses. Oh my god, that's even more. It's going to have humans and zombies. The zombies hordes look huge. You're going to have the whole idea of DMZ-fied zombies, where you're going to be able to exfil and fill with stuff. You die, you go back in, you want to get your loot back, you want to unlock camos. There's just already so much out there that we know about that to say it's boring makes sense, but I would call it boring after playing for countless hours, which again, Zombies always ends up being. If you're a Zombies player, you lie to yourself if you tell yourself that round-based never gets boring. You play the same maps over and over, it gets boring. That's why so many people love to play fan-made maps on Black Ops 3 or even the previous Call of Duties, which is another funny thing. Yeah, round-based works, but round-based can get boring. I'm not going after round-based. I personally love round-based, but even back in Cold War days, I was like, ugh, you know what? I just ran so many rounds and now of that work, I'm bored now, let's stop playing the game. You could probably say the exact same thing about, well, for now, DMZ. You play so much, you die, and you're like, ugh, that was boring, I'm done. exact same point can probably be made for Modern Warfare Zombies. You play so much, of course you'll get bored of it. I doubt it's going to be an experience of hopping in, nothing's happening, la la la, running around. It looks absolutely chaotic. Maybe that's why they only showed us so many clips and only so much time of it. Maybe because those were the only interesting clips. And you know what? If that's the case, well then damn, that's going to really suck. Major crashes and bugs, the next point that Bob has said other people have told him. Okay, that's kind of normal. One thing I need to tell you is this is going to be a completely online experience. There's no way that we're going to have infinite amount of crashes, because if we do, then that'll make the game mode unplayable. I don't think we're gonna have a Black Ops 4 experience again, since Black Ops 4 was, we don't talk about Black Ops 4's launch. That was an awful experience, and I get it, it was ruining people's experiences, but it's probably not as easy to decipher and figure out as it is for a completely online experience like Modern Warfare Zombies will be. Think of it like Warzone. There has never been, from my understanding, Warzone breaking things that completely were there for weeks upon weeks and nobody could ever play the game. Maybe there was, maybe I don't keep up with everything, but from my knowledge, nothing like that has ever happened, and I doubt it will continue to happen. Performance issues. That's another point where I'm like, well, it's Call of Duty. Some of these things that I'm seeing make sense to me. It's an early build of the game. It's Call of Duty. I don't know what you expect from Call of Duty. If you've stuck around with the game for a very long time, it's obviously very expected, especially with this game being Modern Warfare 3, being basically taking Modern Warfare 2, adding stuff onto it, porting it over and be like, new game, wabam. Especially with Zombies, this being such a bold take on the mode. Maybe it is bad, maybe it will be bad, and you know what, if it is, that's okay. You can enjoy the mode, you can not have fun in the mode. And I know I've covered it like crazy, but just because I cover it, that I'm super telling you that it's going to be the greatest thing ever, because it's not. I have always emphasized in my previous videos, telling you, number one, it's probably not going to be perfect. Number two, it's definitely not going to be for everyone. And number three, it's also just a little side thing that we have. It is in Vanguard. It's not supposed to be perfect in my opinion. It's not supposed to be amazing. If I get bored of it after 2 or 3 weeks, well then damn, that's on me. But if a person who loves DMZ or loves the extracting idea of it and love this game mode, well then that's great. Something that I realized with Vanguard Zombies, as much as I hate on it and as much as a lot of people hate on it, recently I figured out that the game mode still has players. A lot of people playing it. And there's clearly people that enjoy it. And you know what? People enjoy it. Let them enjoy it. And if people don't enjoy this mode, then that's completely okay. And the reason I'm kind of like saying that it might not be the worst thing ever is because Margwa, another person on Twitter who is kind of like a reliable person in the Zombies community, has said, I've heard different, but we'll see. That's a point where I'm like, oh, so it's not as bad as Bob has said. Bob did reply saying, I'm praying, I've been trolled, Margwa, I need good zombies. It'll probably be good. It won't be for everyone. And if it's bad, well then damn. That's on me. You can come after me, but I don't see why you'd come after me. Just because I'm looking forward to something, that's okay. And if you're looking forward to something, that's also okay. And if it comes out being bad, well then it comes out being bad. Look at previous games. Cyberpunk. Look at how that thing turned out. Probably one of the worst launches ever, and to this day, that game is still suffering from what it has done. Another game, Halo Infinite, launched awfully. It's becoming so good. And it's another game that is just suffering from that. And I'm gonna say the same thing about Modern Warfare Zombies. It's probably gonna not be the greatest thing, but it's probably gonna get good over time. And that's a really, really bad thing for me to say, because games should come out and be good straight off the bat. But even if it doesn't come out good straight off the bat, I wouldn't say it's on the devs. It's 100% the people that are higher up than the devs who tell them what to do, because that's how it is in the media business. So yeah, do you think this is bad news? Do you think this is good news? Do you think I said good points? Do you think I said bad points? Comment down below, let me know. Are you still excited? Because I am. Hell yeah. It's a week away, literally, like almost exactly a week away, which is kind of crazy, kind of scary, because I'm not ready for this. Oh my god, what if it is bad? Anyway, be sure to subscribe, be sure to drop a like in the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.